World Day.
A wise man once said, "I've been a nasty girl. Nasty. I've been a nasty girl. Nasty. I've been a nasty girl. Nasty. I've been a nasty, nasty. The question that stems from our generation, the biggest question, most likely, is somebody going to match my freak? And that's a question that I'm hoping to answer today. You see, when Tinashe came out with her hit single, I don't think anyone could have realized the merit of the song itself. For most people, it seems like a simple, easy to understand topic, but for a small minority of people, such as myself, I think we seem to have understood something of a deeper meaning. It's very easy to get caught up in this concept that music, especially new music, has no sort of deeper meaning to it, that it's all very surface level. And I'm here to try to break you away from that notion. But in order to deeper understand the song, we do need to look into possibly a deeper meaning of the language that's being used itself. You see, it's easy to get caught up in preconceived notions of what words mean, but in reality, words don't have much of a meaning. Words are simply something that we've constructed to help us understand one another, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we understand each other perfectly just because we're speaking the same language. And that's sort of a topic that I want to touch on today. So we need to get into the terms. We need to fully understand, what does Tinashe mean by nasty, and how does this apply to her song? Looking at the definition for nasty, we've got a couple different potential definitions here, right? We've got nasty being highly unpleasant, especially to the senses, something that is physically nauseating. Or when described of a person or animal behaving in an unpleasant or spiteful way. And this is the issue with trying to understand language from an objective point of view, because although these may technically be the definition for nasty, that doesn't necessarily mean Tinashe is using the word nasty in this way. So, to better understand nasty, I think we need to go to Urban Dictionary. And example number 3 here is the one that I'm going to be using today. Nasty means to be of sexual suggestiveness or aptitude beyond the point of reproductive function. This is going to be key in trying to understand Tinashe's song, and something like that we really need to break down before we can even continue. To be nasty. Nasty in and of itself is sort of a vulgar term, especially in today's society, where nasty sort of just meant gross. But in this case, we've actually moved the culture to the point where you're not even talking about necessarily being gross in a unfun way, right? When we talk about nasty, we're talking about getting down and dirty. We're talking about getting with it. We're talking about hitting those back shots. We're talking about going crazy. We're talking about going nuts in the guts, all right? That's sort of something that you're not going to get from that definition of nasty on something like a regular dictionary, all right? Because Merriam-Webster, he's not going to talk about, laying pipe. It's just, unfortunately, that's the way the world works. We're very scared. We're sort of coming from a deeply religious background. There's a lot of these concepts that you can't talk about your own body. You can't talk about your freedom to express yourself, whether that be artistically, sexually, things like that. And we sort of have to break through the mold by being corrosive, by using language that's not necessarily fun to listen to. This song, Nasty, is not necessarily about trying to understand Tinashe from a normal Christian point of view. We're getting very secular. We're getting very atheist. In fact, we're getting so atheist that we may be in fact moving to 𝚆𝙾𝚃𝙻𝙳𝙴, a very niche offshoot of atheism. And for my crypts out there, we may be moving over to 𝚆𝚃𝚃𝙻𝚳𝙁. So, is somebody going to match my freak? Now, this language can mean a few things. Of course, if we go ahead and we look into the definition of freak, another term that is ill-defined in this song. Alexa, pull that up. A freak is a very unusual or unexpected event or situation, or you could say it's a person, an animal, or plant with an unusual physical abnormality, which, to be completely fair, number 2 may actually work here, because we're talking about a level of nastiness that we probably don't normally see with your average poll from the population. We may be talking about a person, or in this case, someone who may be dually a person and an animal, quite possibly a party animal, or plant, with an unusual physical abnormality, aka the ability to ride. I'm not talking about normal comprehensive abilities. I'm talking about something that absorbs the soul, something that lifts the soul, that ascends us into something. Here, I have an example. In Wenden's The Search for Adam, this talks about trying to uncover the truth of the story of Adam and Eve, talking about the creation events. And in this book, you will most often find talk about the Garden of Eden, something that, in my opinion, is probably of a higher dimension, something that we may not be able to fully comprehend as we are just normal humans. But there are angels in this world that have physical abnormalities, and this is important because Tinashe is essentially trying to present as one of those. And for good reason. You see, when you meet a freak, this isn't something that you do in the streets. No, this is something that you would find in the sheets. Need somebody with a good technique. This is going to be an important turning point within the actual song itself. Up until now, we've fully understood that the artist behind this song may be a bit nasty, may be a bit of a freak, but that was a lone claim. That was someone who was making a positive truth value statement about their ability, what they're able to offer to their lover, what they're able to offer to potentially you, the listener. But at this point in the song, things take a bit of a turn. Need somebody with a good technique. We're talking about an innuendo. We're talking about something that is quite, and, well, we're gonna need somebody with a good technique. This means that although the artist maybe has a lot to offer from that stank point of view, that doesn't necessarily mean that she's looking for some sort of experience where she is the one outputting all of the... She's looking for someone to match her, quite possibly. And this is something important because up until now, we focused really hard on the nasties and the freaks. Is someone going to match my nasty? AKA, I'm nasty. AKA, I've been a nasty girl. But a somewhat more hidden theme is matching. Is somebody going to match my freak? Is somebody going to match my nasty? I need somebody with a good technique. All that simply saying is, hey, I need someone who is going to sort of give back what I gave back. This is important because although we see that the artist here is a selfless lover, at the same time, it's okay to be a little selfish, to give and to receive. Which really, again, falls back into that Christian doctrine, that Christian lore. You want, if you give, you shall receive. The Lord gives, the Lord receives. It's very heavenly so far. This is a very heavenly song. I honestly recommend probably playing this in church. preferably around older people, maybe anywhere from 60 to 90, as I think they will fully understand the song to its fullest extent. If you keep up with me, I'll keep coming back. If you do it too good, I'm gonna get attached, because it feels like heaven when it hurts so bad. Baby, put it on me. I like it just like that. Just like that. Quite necessarily pointing the finger at the audience and saying, hey, I need you to be the freak. I need you to be the one who comes to me with that freaky motion, that crazy motion, that commotion in the ocean, rock the boat, don't rock the boat, baby. And that's sort of the beauty of the song, is although she may be attempting to flex her abilities, in reality, she's more or less putting out a signal. She's putting out a bat signal for Batman, who can come robbing her of her stamina. And it's an all the pieces sort of come together, and it's a great moment in the song. So what can we pull from this? Well, Tinashe is a freak. She's nasty. But maybe not. Maybe not. You see, so I believe the actual conclusion of the song is not necessarily about the artist as an individual, and it may not even necessarily be about a specific demographic when it comes to what they're capable of, but more of a call to men to possibly put in some more work. You know, it's really easy to speak when you're the one and done guy, when you're the one pump, and I think it's meant to be a call to men. I think it's meant to be something for us to think about. This is something that works in all social environments. The idea of giving and receiving, maybe giving someone your all in terms of socializing, trying to stay friends with someone, even though they're a bit of an introvert and maybe they don't talk to you very often. Maybe this is about what you can do for your community. Even if no one in your community has done anything for you, it doesn't necessarily mean you can't give back to your own community. It's important to keep in mind that there's people struggling out there, and just because you don't receive help isn't necessarily indicative of their selfishness, but most likely more of their need for help as well. Sometimes just giving back in any way you can, donating cans to the food bank. Although I don't want to speak on where we're at as a society right now when it comes to government, social settings, things like that, I do want to keep in mind that we are trying to work as a team. But also very few of us have decided that we will be freaks. That from a societal standpoint, a socio-economical standpoint, we will be nasty. And the issue is not enough people are trying to match our freak. As a society made of humans, humans have to be the backbone. And some of us have to shatter those backbones in order to keep things afloat. Maybe you can go outside and see people in need of help. Maybe you live in an apartment and you just got some new neighbors, and maybe they really need help moving. It may be that you need to offer your freak before they can even attempt to match it. You need to let them know. You need to be in a Tinashe sort of point in your life where you're willing to go out there. You're willing to tell people, hey, I've been a nasty girl. Nasty. I've been a nasty girl. Nasty. I've been a nasty. And only then, once you give back to the greater good, will the greater good give back to you. And keep in mind that this is what Jesus spoke about in the Bible. When you open up your Bible and you turn it to page 880, it says right here, there is swearing, deception, murder, stealing, and adultery. They employ violence, so that bloodshed follows bloodshed. It's like Jesus once said, it's her time of the month, but I'm the man of the year. What would you do in a society that is currently wounded? Are you going to keep up with Jesus so he keeps coming back? Because it feels like heaven when it hurts so bad. Anyway, that's about all the time I have today. I really appreciate you stopping by, and I hope you have a great day. And I hope if you are a freak, if you are nasty out there, I hope somebody matches it, and we'll go from there.